Host on camera. Energetic, two very different philosophies of automotive design. One is a razor-edged, low-slung performance GT built around drama and driver focus. The other is a luxury SUV that wears presence like a suit. Today we're doing an exterior and color deep dive. The 2025 Toyota GT Super and the 2025 Lexus LX 600 in white. Which design choices work, which ones make a statement, and how color changes the whole personality. Let's jump in. Part 1. Toyota 2025 GT Super, 0-18 to 4 o'clock. B-roll. Slow, low-angle pushes of front bumper, headlight sweep, hood vents, side skirt reflection, coupe silhouette in motion. Host voiceover. First up, the 2025 Toyota GT Super. Think of this as Toyota's concentrated performance statement. Low, wide, and unapologetically sculpted. The GT Super's exterior is all about tension, sharp creases, aggressively flared wheel arches, and aero elements that read as functional even when they're purely aesthetic. On camera close, enthusiastic, from the front, the GT Super punches. A low splitter, wide intake openings, and narrow, swept headlights give it a predatory look. The hood usually carries purposeful vents or creases that lead your eye to the windshield. Everything designed to say, speed, even at a standstill. B-roll. Wheel close-ups, brake caliper shots, side mirror detail, roofline flown to rear. Host voiceover. The side profile is where the GT Super's proportions sing. Short overhangs, a long bonnet, and a cabin pushed back toward the rear axle for classic GT balance. Large, multi-spoke wheels fill those arches. Side sills and sculpted doors create shadow lines that make the car look narrower and planted. On camera, gesturing to a parked car, and the rear, wide hips, a pronounced diffuser, and integrated aero wing or subtle lip spoilers depending on trim. Tail lights are typically thin and horizontal to visually widen the car, and dual exhaust outlets are a must for that performance cue. B-roll. Exterior close-ups of badges, carbon fiber accents, optional aero packs. Host voiceover. Colorful, practical, materials and finishes matter. Carbon fiber splitters, gloss black trim, and exposed weaves on special editions give the GT Super an extra edge. Even the color choices are part of the drama. This car wants paint that screams. On camera, smiling color options for the GT Super tend to lean sporty. High-impact solid colors like racing red, deep electric blue, and jet black, metallics that accentuate creases, and limited run mats or two-tone packages on higher trims. If you want contrast, many GTs offer blacked-out roofs, gloss black aero pieces, or exposed carbon packages that make the paintwork pop. B-roll. Car driving at dusk, light reflecting across panels. Host voiceover. Concluding this segment, in short, the GT Super is about razor-sharp styling, purposeful aero, and paint options that amplify attitude. It's designed to look fast even in traffic. Part 2. Lexus 2025 LX 600, white color, 4 o'clock to 7:30. B-roll. Slow reveal of LX 600 in white, frontal 3/4, spindle grille, headlamp clusters, chrome highlights. Host on camera. Softer tone. Now the counterpoint. The 2025 Lexus LX 600 in white. Where the GT Super is taut and athletic, the LX 600 is presence and polish. A commanding SUV that blends luxury cues with off-road capability. Host voiceover. Lexus's signature spindle grille dominates the face. Large, sculptural, and framed by complex lighting clusters. The LX wears stacked LED headlights and daytime running lights that create a jewel-like effect at night. The overall front fascia is authoritative. It announces the car's size and luxury intent before you even see the badge. B-roll. Close-ups of grille texture. Chrome surround, LED daytime running lights, hood lines. Host voiceover. White as a color choice for the LX 600 is an excellent study in how finish transforms presence. A premium pearl or mica white softens the grille's aggression and highlights the SUV's sculpted surfaces, the crisp creases in the fenders, the shoulder line up to the C-pillar, and the generous door panels. On camera, pointing to reflections, white brightens surfaces and draws attention to detail. Chrome accents, body cladding, and roof rails all become subtle design cues rather than loud contrasts. On a white LX 600 you'll notice the way shadow and reflection define each panel. It's very deliberate. B-roll. Side profile. running boards, wheel options, rear light bar. Host, voiceover, from the side, the LX 600 is all planted geometry, strong wheel arches, broad glasshouse, and the upright stance that signals capability. Lexus offers multiple wheel designs and finishes, larger alloys with a bold, multi-spoke look for the executive packages, and a more rugged finish on trims geared to off-road use. Chrome and satin finish trim packages let buyers skew the look from stately to sporty. On-camera practical note, white also plays very well with contrast packages. Black roof rails, darker wheel finishes, and smoked window trim give that modern, two-tone look without committing to a full contrast paint job. If you want a monochrome luxury look, choose a high-gloss white with matching chrome accents. If you want attitude, pick darker wheels and blacked-out badging. B-roll. Rear tailgate, exhaust tips, badging, parking sensors. Host, voiceover, at the rear, the LX keeps things cohesive. A strong horizontal tail treatment, integrated step and bumper detailing, and sculpted light signatures that read premium. White here accentuates symmetry and the Lexus focus on quiet luxury. Part 3. Design comparison and color psychology, 7:30 to 9 o'clock. B-roll. Split screen of GT Super and LX 600 driving, details overlaid. Host, on camera. Engaging, so how do these two differ beyond silhouette? The GT Super uses color and finish to communicate speed and aggression, high contrast paints, exposed carbon, and bold accent colors. The LX 600 uses color to communicate refinement and scale. White softens mass, highlights luxury trim, and makes architectural details read as composed and premium. Host, voiceover, color psychology matters. White reads clean, modern, and authoritative on a big luxury SUV. It broadcasts wealth and calm. On a compact or midsize performance GT, white can make the car look clinical. Many buyers for the GT Super choose deeper, more saturated paints that emphasize shape and motion. B-roll. Close-ups of contrasting trims, black versus chrome, matte versus gloss. Host, on camera, practical tip. White hides small swirl marks better on large flat panels but shows dirt more quickly. For the GT Super you might prefer metallics that accentuate creases and hide micro scratches from track use. Lexus buyers, especially those who want a refined driveway presence, often favor pearl whites or off-whites with a glossy clearcoat. Outro. 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. B-roll. Final cinematic pass of both vehicles with sunset backdrop. Host, on camera. Smiling, both the 2025 Toyota GT Super and the 2025 Lexus LX 600 are excellent examples of how shape, trim, and color combine to create personality. One screams track bred intent. The other quietly dominates with luxury and presence, and the white LX 600 proves how a single color choice can elevate an SUV from big to regal. Call to action, enthusiastic. If you enjoyed this design deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Would you take the GT Super in electric blue or the LX 600 in pearl white? Want a color comparison video next? Say the word and we'll paint the town. Notes for production. Use close-ups of grille textures and paint swirls to show material contrasts. For color demonstrations, shoot the same car under 3 lighting conditions: golden hour, overcast, and studio lights. It highlights how white and metallic paints behave. Add tasteful lower thirds with color names when you mention paint options, e.g., Racing Red, GT Super, Pearl White, LX 600.